Hello and welcome back. My name is Crashy, and today we're going to be talking about some competitive Fortnite. Now I'm putting that little spin out there, just, specifically talking about competitive Fortnite because I'm doing, as you can tell, a top 5 list of things that I want to see for competitive Fortnite. Now, in the background, there's just going to be some scrim gameplay or some spectated scrim gameplay after I died or something like that. Just kind of something to give a backdrop to the topics. And I'm going to kind of go through these pretty quickly because I don't really think there needs to be a lot of time spent, but I will kind of elaborate on them. And there's no particular order, although I do think the last two are very important, but we'll get to those. So number one, I would like to see there be starting weapons in Fortnite. Now, when I say starting weapons, I think this can be done in a couple of ways, but my main thought is starting players with a revolver. Now, the revolver is a vaulted weapon. It, in my opinion, was a fine weapon. It's not something that anyone really carries to late game. It's not really the strongest weapon, but it's pretty good. I think it did like 50 something on damage, and my thought was maybe to even nerf it down to about 34 damage. So without headshot multiplier, without shields, you could 3-shot a player essentially with it. And if we're starting with a gun that has 6 rounds and, maybe 6 more that you can reload into it or so, and it gives you a chance to kind of defend yourself. It gives you a chance to fight on spawn, regardless of where you're landing, regardless of what you're finding. And I just feel like that would give these early RNG situations a little bit more of a feel-good feeling to them, so that way it doesn't feel like you're just landing, not getting anything, and dying. And again, specifically to competitive, where in customs people land everywhere, everything is taken, and really it's just kind of one of those things that I could see boosting the feel of early game, and it really isn't that big of a change if you are, really looking at it. Now, the next two things are very similar in nature. My next thought is to give players about anywhere, and I'm throwing this out there because I really don't know what would work best, but anywhere between 50 and 150 materials off the start as well. Now, because this is, early game, and again, it's just to kind of help you in the early game, not just get completely destroyed and ripped and die, I think it would be wood. So anywhere between 50 to 150 wood to start. This can help you wall off players while you're looking for guns. It can help you, get into a small build fight with a player in early game, and essentially it just helps you defend yourself and make some kind of a play in the early game without it feeling like you're just landing and dying. Again, these changes are mostly, kind of aimed at competitive play, but obviously I think this would be a good, change for the game in general. My next thought, and this is a big one, but it's the same thing, it's focused at getting rid of early game RNG, is to make floor loot and chest spawns 100%. And the reason I'm saying that is because I hate turning a corner, knowing there's a loot spawn there, and seeing nothing. Or turning a corner, knowing there's, a chest or loot spawn there, and getting nothing, or getting a double stack of ammo. I personally think there's a lot of room for improvement in this particular way that the game is played, and specifically around competitive where, players are mastering this game. We know where all the spawns are, we know where everything is, and just on a chance, I might not get something and then I die. And that just kind of sucks. So with that being said, they would probably have to get rid of some chest spawns, get rid of some loot spawns, but making things 100%, giving us the ability to retrain and relearn where all these spawns would be, would not hurt the game at all, because the same loot is going to be somewhere around there anyways. It would just help us know where we need to go, where we need to position, so that we can have a better early game and not just get killed off spawn. Now, number 4, this is a really big one. It's going to be central servers. Central servers, I think, because of the nature of Fortnite, there's not going to be a crazy LAN series. I don't think that's what World Cup is going to be. Or even if there is a crazy LAN series for World Cup, I still see there being some kind of online qualifiers. I think central servers for the game are going to be absolutely vital to the game's future as a competitive online esport. Central servers are going to make the North American scene much, much better. If there needs to be some kind of an implementation for this overseas for different regions as well, that's something they should look into. Me speaking as a North American citizen, as a person in the United States, central servers are a must. I know West Coast players are currently getting completely screwed over in the skirmish, and it's, it just is what it is right now. They're getting high ping, having to play on East Coast servers, and it's really unfortunate. And the absolute last thing that I would love to see that has to happen is we need custom server access for competitive, for scrims, for practice, for whatever other usage that we would really want to run them for, online tournaments, etc. This is not only going to add more abilities to run third-party tournaments if Epic wants to allow that on the side, on the weekends, on a weeknight, something like that. These Bebo tournaments, whatever the nerd out tournaments where they're currently doing kill format, and it would be much better to focus more on a regular formatted kind of tournament, in my opinion, but also just because of practice. And again, these last two are big changes, big things I'm asking for, but I think it's definitely, vital to the success of the game going forward to get central servers, and then to have everybody on central servers playing in customs for practice, for tournaments. That's going to be the end game for an online esport like I do think Fortnite is going to have an emphasis on. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about these 5 things? Would they be good changes? Are they good things? The first 3 are design, philosophy kind of changes, things that I think could definitely help out the early game. The last 2 are kind of infrastructural changes, things that I think could help out the scene as a whole. So again, let me know in the comment section down below, what are your thoughts? Thanks for checking out this video. I appreciate it again, and I'll see you on the next video.
Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earthquake? Do you feel the fire inside of me? Do you see the sparks that I'm setting free? Does the beat take you over? You just